Hi everyone, it's Sandra. Hope you guys all had a great week. I was challenged this week. Um, Ben was struggling with a couple of things. On a positive note, he has not been hospitalized in half a year, which is great, and he has been off of all opioids. Going on over 3 months now, I think, since the last relapse. So all is good there. What we are dealing with now are mental health issues. This week has been a challenge. One of Ben's challenges with his mental health issues is learning to say no to people. He will say yes to help friends. He is so kind-hearted, and that's one thing I really love about him is that Ben is a true gentleman. He still, to this day, will open the door for me. I'm just so proud of him, and he's kind. Um, but he so doesn't want to say no to people to the point where when he was an addict, he would do any drug that was offered to him. It didn't matter what the consequences were. And now that he's staying away from that, thankfully, we don't have to worry about him not saying no to that. But it does affect him in other ways, in other people maybe taking advantage of him because he's so kind-hearted. And what happens is Ben goes to the extreme. Instead of having to say no to someone, he will take away from himself in a not so positive way. So we're working on that. I've talked to Ben, and because he was on drugs for so long, there were skills that he missed out on. So he's learning these skills now, and that's great. One thing that I've been working on is myself, because I find it so important for me to be in a good state of mind so that when Ben does have an episode, I can deal with it productively, so I can help him. Today we had an appointment that we went to, and when we got there, there were a number of people in the waiting room, and that was a trigger for Ben because what he sees is different than what we see. When he saw that there were a lot of people, all he thought about is, oh my gosh, we're going to be here for hours, we're going to be here for hours, and he'll fixate on that. And thankfully there's another room that we can go in to wait, and Ben was not in a good place. We were at the right place to deal with it, but we had to wait to see the doctor. And for me, it was either I engage in his episode or I don't. The thing is, when Ben is having one of these episodes, there is no right thing to say. I could say red, he'll say blue. I could agree with him, then he'll disagree. He thinks he knows what I'm gonna say. It's just like a no-win situation for me. So what I chose to do today, and another thing is he's saying, I don't even want to be here, I don't want to come to this doctor, blah, 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 blah. And so one thing I did say is okay, if you don't want to be here, you could leave, but I am staying for me. I made it about me. I didn't force him to stay. I didn't tell him he had to be there. He did question, why am I here in the first place? And I explained, well, it's your appointment and you needed to show your health card. And then I get to talk to the doctor because we do have an agreement that I could talk to his doctor, thankfully. So that's always a good thing. So he chose to stay, and that helps that I didn't say, well, you have to be here and you have to stay. Nobody likes to be told what to do, and especially if you're having some kind of breakdown or episode. So as he's freaking out, the only time I would talk is if he started to raise his voice and started to swear. I would just say, consider the other people. Please, watch your words. But I would say it calmly. And while he's freaking out, for me, the technique that works for me is that I close my eyes and I meditate. I either scribble on a paper, I just concentrate on something else, and that helps get me in a better state. And it keeps me calm, And actually today, I gotta say, it's like a prayer. It's your intention. What do you want? And for me, that's what I do when I meditate. I connect and I quietly, calm my heartbeat, and it really, really helps. And I mean, Ben, will make comments and he'll keep going on and on. But if I'm focused on either my scribbling or something else, I don't allow his emotions to affect mine, so that I can stay clear and do what we need to do. The beautiful thing about all this is, unfortunately, we did wait about an hour, and that was a long time for anybody. I think I'm a little bit ADHD. I don't like waiting. It drives me crazy, but I can't show any of that, because if I do show a glimmer that it's driving me nuts that we're waiting, that will just escalate things with Ben. So I get myself in my happy place. Ben goes off and does his thing and blah, 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 blah. And eventually we did go into the doctor's office. The cool thing is, as soon as we got in the doctor's office, it's like the light switch went off, and Ben was Ben. He engaged. We had a great conversation with the doctor. We adjusted a few things, and it was really good. So the moral of this story is, hang in there. If you're dealing with mental illness, I feel you. I know it's a challenge. I know it's not easy, but I can't stress enough: self-care, self-care, self-care. You mama bears out there, I know you give and give and give, and we forget to take care of ourselves. But I'm here to tell you that the best thing you could do for your children is to take care of yourself. And that's my message for today. Let's keep talking. Let's get it out there. Let's get rid of this stigma, so that people will feel comfortable sharing and getting the support that they need. That's why I'm doing this. So feel free to share, like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. Let's keep the spirit to live. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of each other. Be safe. Be smart. Until next week, keep the spirit to live. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.